Hi guys, it's Mina Q again, and we are back with another Love is Blind review and recap. Episode 3. We're on episode 3 already. There's a lot to get into. But first, before we do that, make sure you like and subscribe and check out everything on my page. This is just one of the many things that I do here, but we are gonna stick with this right now. Let's stay focused on why we're here. We got seasoning and spices all over the counter. We got to get into it because this episode 3 was a little. It was labor intensive for me. I felt like we got to see a lot more of like who these people are and their relationship dynamics. One thing that really stood out to me when we were watching Taylor and G was he seems so hung up on the fact that he doesn't really know her nationality. He seemed that way in the beginning, and now he's kind of, I guess, put at ease by the fact that they finally seen each other in person. But it was very strange their first like meeting. He was doing a lot of like, oh, so like how tall are you exactly? And she's like 5'9". And he's like, really? Because I'm 6 feet. And she's like, no, you're not. And he's like, no, I am. She's like, it's not giving 6 feet, but like whatever, you're gonna be my husband. So if this is a battle, I have to let you win. Go crazy. But she does divulge her, nationality, and he kind of is still a little confused. She's like, "Oh, Fong is just gonna be so surprised," and he's like, "And she's like my mom. What are you talking about?" So he doesn't. That's gonna be a conversation, okay? They spent a lot of time when they first met doing these very I don't know, strange, excessive closed mouth kisses that I didn't really understand. So it's like I can't tell if they're actually vibing or if they were just kind of like still just a little new and weird. I mean, I guess if you haven't seen somebody, maybe you're not gonna go in for the full kiss, but the way they was talking, I would thought they was gonna have to get a cigarette and a condom, but whatever. They seemed like they were happy. I feel like their dynamic is going to be interesting because she seems very like certain and sure and methodical, and he seems a little bit like he wants to kind of nitpick and control little details. So we'll see how they go. I don't know. I want the best for them because I feel like their little nerdy nature will probably be good overall, but we gonna see. He seems very hung up on a lot of little details though. So far it's giving a little insecurity. So in the case of Bodan and Ramsey, they both end up finding out that they're both talking to Marissa. And it's kind of a very broy moment, like, oh, that's cool, may the best man win kind of thing. But they both clearly have feelings about it. Bodan and Marissa's relationship seems kind of like very fun and just like, they just joke around a lot together. But she mentioned to Bodan that maybe her and Bodan and Ramses could all be in a throuple, and baby, that's not a throuple I want to see. The numbers are off. The numbers are off. We're gonna need somebody else because I don't see that happening. But it seemed like they were all just kind of having fun with it. But it wasn't the same on the side of Ramses and Marissa. Ramses definitely showed that he had a lot of insecurity around the fact that she was dating him and just very interested, but they kind of got past that and ended up talking about their future and what that looks like. And Marissa floated the idea of maybe them being like the kind of couple that's not traditional, where she can go to work and be Annalise Keating and he'd stay home and take care of the kids. And he was like, sure, but just pick me. I don't care what you want to do. I'll do it. Pick me. So, we'll see how this relationship develops, but honestly, I would rather see Ramses and Marissa together. I feel like he's probably going to offer her like a lot more just like nurturing and love, and in a sense of just like a protector kind of thing. Like he seems very fluid to like the way the dynamics of the relationship could change and evolve and work. So I feel like they would be a better match, although she probably would have a lot more fun with Bodan, but I just don't know if fun is going to be enough for them. So we got into a little bit of conversation with Alex and Tim, and he was just basically letting her know that he felt like all of their conversations seem so heavy. Everything is always so serious. And it is. I mean, it is Whew, it's always heavy in their conversations, but this is Love is Blind. I feel like people lead trauma first, so it's not super surprising that that's what they've been going through. But I feel like once they get through all of their reasons that maybe they have some stuff going on, and please be patient with the person that I am things, they'll probably end up having fun together, or at least it seems like it. Now, Tyler and Ashley. Tyler and Ashley, they present like just like this beautiful, perfect couple. I feel like they're gonna need a lot of boxes of tissue in their house. They're the most cryingest couple. Lord, they're the most cryingest couple we've ever seen. But it's cute. I feel like they're connected in the way that they just both want to show their emotions. He finally did propose to her. I didn't like how he proposed. He was like, Ashley, will you marry me? Where's the rest of my name? Isn't that a part of the proposal? Aren't you supposed to say my name, Destiny's Child style? He didn't do none of that. He's like, Ashley, I love you so much. Will you marry me? And of course, she was beside herself. She loved it. And we also got to see the reveal of them seeing each other, which was very cute. It looked like they were happy with what each other physically looked like. It was just a little like the pastor's watching energy though. Like they didn't do the big kiss, some very strong hugs. They kind of sat down and talked and said, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're handsome." She was also kind of talking a little bit about how she felt like he was way more emotional for how he looks, which isn't a bad thing. And he didn't take it that way. She didn't mean it that way. But he has been doing a heavy load of the crying. So we'll see how they end up. But they did have a little kiss at the end. Very respectable kiss. Not the little closed mouth kiss we saw earlier with G and Taylor, but it was a nice little kiss nonetheless. I'm gonna need a drink to get into this next part because when I tell you that Leo irks my spirit, my entire being, I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. I feel like he is the world's worst master manipulator, and he's also insanely self-involved, and like it's not it. I don't really like how he shows up. And I always understand like maybe people, they seem a little awkward, they're on camera, they have to figure out how to be, all of those things withstanding. I just don't like the way he's dealing with Brittany. I don't really like the way he's dealing with Hannah. I feel like he could be doing a way better job. We did see Brittany this episode, I guess, kind of like have a little bit of a character arc to me. She opened up about how she was feeling, and that she really is interested in Leo, and it was giving a little bit like humanization for her. I hadn't seen it because she was another one who I was like, I don't know. Like I'm okay with you being like, hey, I just want to be taken care of. But it was not feeling genuine. It was feeling like she really just came here to find someone to take care of her. Not so much love, but to get taken care of. But this episode, I definitely felt like, okay, her feelings are involved. But it didn't seem like they were involved as much because of him. It seemed like they were more so involved because she knows that Hannah's also dating him. And I think she feels insecure about that. I think she's just not sure if she can compete with Hannah. Leo and Brittany go on to have the world's worst date. I mean, it was crash and burn the entire time. I wanted to get out of it. I would have fast forwarded through it, but I wanted to tell y'all what happened. But, she was just very full court press, like, tell me what you want to do. Who do you want to be with? She wanted the answers. And Leo, baby, let me let you know, Leo can't do it. Leo does not know the answer. He doesn't know the answer until somebody gives it to him. Their relationship is very like mother-child. And based on his history and based on like not having certain people in his life, I can see that he probably does need a lot of reassurance, a lot of guidance, because at one point Leo's kind of going around and talking to other people and like, hey, so I know you were dating Brittany. Why did you let her go? And I think it was David. David was like, I didn't let her go. She let me go. So he's just kind of like trying to worm his way into finding out information about Brittany. He probably wants to be with Hannah, and he's trying to find reasons to get rid of Brittany. That's what it sounds like. But either way, he's trying to get through this date the best way he can. He promises her a really, really nice date for them in the evening. That's going to be better with a surprise. He puts all this emphasis on it's going to be a surprise. And basically what he ends up doing is bringing a blanket with his scent on it to her, which I would think would be very cute if it wasn't something that was already done by another couple. I mean, Tyler and Ashley have been done that. They were walking around with this blanket. It just is giving more that he does not have his own independent ideas. And he came in there trying to kind of like, I guess, soothe the situation, but they end up back in another fight. And he's trying to talk to her about rings and knowing exactly which one she wants. And Brittany is like, baby, I don't want to hear none of this. I don't care about any of this. I want to know if it's going to be me. If you're talking to me and another girl about rings, don't talk to me. Like, she does not want to hear it. Leo is just off in La La Land, like, yeah, da da da. And she is over there like, she's done. I don't even think she was using his blanket. His blanket was at the other end of the couch, as far as I know. But I'm not sold on their relationship. But truthfully, I don't think I'm sold on Leo being with anyone. I think Leo should actually be by himself. Take some time alone. Take some time to figure out who you are. Because right now, you're just looking for guidance in every form. Leo is probably not going to be completely happy with either of them. I feel like when it comes to Brittany, she's probably going to want more than what Leo wants to give, at least in a financial sense. He seems like he doesn't want to, be having to control somebody else's life or give too much to it, even as a husband. He wants her to have her own money and do her own things, even though he's very financially stable, which is his right. But I don't know that Brittany's going to be okay with living the way that he would want her to live, because he decided to bring up to Hannah that he would need a prenup. And Hannah was like, I'll sign anything you want me to sign, baby. Just tell me where to sign. Hannah was ready. Hannah is just ready to love. She on the wrong show. Hannah's supposed to be on Ready to Love. But he didn't even bring that up to Brittany. So we're going to see what happens. But I don't think he's going to be happy in a situation with Brittany. I think he would be a little bit happier with Hannah. But he needs a strong person to tell him what to do. And I don't know that Hannah's going to do that. Not for him. I think she has her own stuff going on. They are going to just be in therapy, which maybe would be helpful for both of them, but hopefully individually. So during Hannah and Nick's date, she also decides to open up to him about her issues with her weight loss and things she's gone through. And Nick D decides to, I guess, kind of laugh, and Hannah laughs it off a little bit too, but obviously that's a pretty traumatic and difficult thing. And she brings up like, oh, you're laughing at my trauma. But, obviously she doesn't want to feel uncomfortable in the situation. But for him to laugh was really strange to me. I didn't really care for it. I feel like a lot of things that people feel about Nick D might be true. And in an effort to, I guess, have a wife or a potential partner, it feels like he throws up a Hail Mary and is like, hey, I love you. I love you. And it's like, you're throwing this up now when you feel like, okay, she's letting me go. But also, they just have way too much back and forth in their situation for me. It's not solid. She's not really sold on him. And he's kind of sold on her because he's also not talking to anyone else. So he has to be sold. He's got a receipt in his pocket at this point. I just don't see that relationship working out because of some of her insecurities, and because I feel like he's still a little broy. He's a little too broy for what she might need in a partner. And Monica and Steven, they're just in love. They're just falling in love. It's just all goody goody gumdrops over there. They're just living their best lives. Now, at one point, Hannah bursts in and she's let go of her feelings about Leo, and she's ready to go all in with Nick D. And Brittany does a praise dance. When I tell you she did I don't think she knows how to do it, but she did a spiritual praise dance because she was so excited to know that now she doesn't have to worry about Hannah anymore. But Leo still wasn't sure. He wasn't sure. And clearly, Hannah's still not sure. Nobody is sure. They should name this show Nobody's Sure. That's my professional opinion. So that was episode 3. That was all the tea. Baby, that was all the tea. It was too hot to give it to you guys all in one moment, but you got to get it. You got to get it because we got to get through these episodes. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the show. Let me know what you think about the couples. I want to hear back. I want to talk to you guys.